What's up, y'all? Welcome back to... I keep looking at the monitor. What in the world? Welcome back to my channel. My name is Josiah Blizzard. In case you don't know me, I'm a wedding photographer based in Philadelphia, Pennsylvania, and I talk photo, filmmaking, tutorials, tips, whatever you guys want to know, I want to talk about on this channel. So thanks so much for tuning in. I'm very glad that you're here. Today we're going to talk about my favorite lens for the wedding day, my Old Faithful, my go-to, what I use the most. So let's roll that intro and we'll get right into it. Awesome, I'm so glad you guys are here. We're talking about my favorite lens for the wedding day, the go-to, my Old Faithful, and the one that I will pull out of my bag first on the wedding day. Now, we use a whole bunch of different lenses. I shoot with my wife, Steph. This is why our channel is called Josiah and Steph. I'm primarily the only one on camera though, because she kind of doesn't love to be on camera, so I'm taking that. But we use a whole lot of different lenses. We use the 24-70, we use the 70-200, we use the 100 macro, we use the 50mm, we use an 85. We use a whole bunch of different lenses on the wedding day, but the one that I love to use the most is this guy right here. This is the 50mm 1.4 from Canon. We recently switched from Canon to Sony. That's a whole nother topic, but we are still using Canon lenses, Canon glass. We love Canon glass. It is just super pretty. And this guy was such a bargain. This guy primarily stays on my camera all day long. I'll occasionally switch to a 24-70 or to a 70-200. It just depends on the time of day, depends on what I'm shooting, that sort of thing. But this guy is on my camera for the majority of the day. You can get this lens on Amazon brand new for $350. It is super cheap for a 1.4. And it's not terribly sharp, but it's sharp enough. It's durable, it's heavy, it doesn't feel like it's gonna break on you, unlike the 1.8 from Canon, which is my first 50. And I just love the focal length that a 50 gives. It's a very natural look. It makes everybody look really great in portraits, and it's the perfect lens for me because it's not too wide and it's not too much of a telephoto. If I wanted to go wider, I just gotta take a few steps back. If I wanted to get closer, I just gotta take a few steps forward. It is a perfect lens for any situation. If somebody were to ask me like, yo, like if you could only shoot with one lens for the rest of your life, what would it be? It would be the 50mm, and not necessarily just the 50mm 1.4, but I'm down with the 50mm 1.2, a Sigma 1.4, Sony's 1.4. I'm down with any 50mm. I love all of them. This guy though, particularly because this is the only 50 I actually own. I never felt a need to upgrade to the Canon 1.2 for $1,600 or whatever it cost, because I knew there would be a difference. I knew there'd be a difference in quality of glass and the sharpness and the color, but I didn't feel like upgrading to, for $1,600 was gonna make it worth it. So instead, I just keep this guy around. He does a really awesome job. There's times where you'll see a little bit of aberration. There's sometimes you'll see a little bit of soft focus, but personally, I don't really mind that all that much. We can get rid of the chromatic aberration in Lightroom, not a big deal. And the sharpness, I don't need it to be like 100% tack sharp absolutely every time. I know it sounds crazy, but if you would shoot film photography isn't tack sharp every single time. So I love that little bit of softness that this lens comes with sometimes. So not a huge deal. But yes, this lens is a bargain, $350 on Amazon. The bokeh is super pretty. It's a perfect portrait lens, and I'm sure y'all will love it too. So if I only had this for the ceremony, I could completely get by with it, because all I gotta do is just go a little bit closer to the front, be a little bit more in the way, which I hate doing, but if I had to do it, I would absolutely do it. And you could get by shooting an entire wedding with the 50mm 1.4, but this is the only lens on my camera for engagement sessions. There will be times where sure, sometimes I'll opt for an 85 and I'll shoot an entire session on an 85 if I'm getting a little bit bored with this, but for the most part, this lens stays on my camera the entire session. I love it so much. So if you guys want to watch me shoot an entire engagement session with the 50, you can go to this link right here, or maybe it's on this side. I'm not really sure. There's a card that'll show up at the top. You'll see it. So go to that link and you can watch me shoot an entire session on this guy. Here are some of my favorite photos from the 50mm 1.4. Ironically, it's actually my least favorite lens for video, although you can get some really great images out of this. I actually love telephotos and I love super wides. I love both of those. 35 or 85 are my favorites for filmmaking, even a 24. Goodness, there's so many. I actually just don't love the natural look this gives for filmmaking. So my buddy Ethan is actually sharing his favorite lens for wedding films and filmmaking in general, I believe, over on his channel. I've linked it below. Check it out. Subscribe to him. He'd really appreciate it. Great dude. We work together all the time. Awesome guy. Super knowledgeable. I actually just shot with him at a wedding a few weeks back. He does an awesome job. So go check his channel out. He's talking all about his favorite lens for wedding filmmaking. Guys, thank you so much for watching. I would love to know what your favorite lens for weddings is, or for portraits, or whatever it is you're shooting. Drop that in the comments below. I'd love to chat with you about it. If you haven't already, hit that subscribe button. It would mean the world to me. Maybe like that video as well. It does make a difference, and I hope to see you guys in the next video. Thanks so much for watching.